Well, the Daredevils busted out the lumber the last couple nights, scoring a lot of runs, so perfect timing to get back together with the two hitting coaches with the team, Chris Kemp and Anthony Hayes. And guys, it's been a big week for this Daredevils team, especially the new PG Crosschecker rankings, which ranks the best collegiate baseball teams across the country. The Daredevils find themselves in that top 25.
Yeah, that's a big deal, and if we keep winning and keep working hard, hopefully we can crack that top 10 and end up with a number 1 ranking before it's all said and done.
Yeah, like Coach Kemp said, polls are great, man. Seeing the polls on the internet and that stuff gets around, and then being competitive as we are, 13th is good. We'd like to keep climbing every week.
Do you think the Coastal Plain League maybe doesn't get the respect that it deserves nationally and that national attention?
No, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, the Cape Cod and North Woods League have traditionally been stronger, but I would consider the Coastal Plains League in that 3rd or 4th slot as far as strongest leagues in the country.
Now, as far as the last 2 nights, the hitters have really kind of put things together a little bit. The addition of 2 players, I think, has been the most important thing. Tyler Stubblefield and Dylan Petrich. Just talk about their contributions over the last couple weeks.
Well, Dylan came right off the bat, swinging the bat really well. I think his first 20 at-bats, he had maybe 10 or 11 hits. So he's been stroking real well. Tyler, again, too, he's been in the league for a couple years now, so he knows what it's all about. And those additions to the team, they just came in, stepped right in, and really helping us out offensively.
Yeah, and those 2 batting in the 2-3 hole for us, they really set the tone for the rest of the lineup. When those guys get on base, it kind of makes the opposing teams weary, and we've got some guys behind them that can drive them in, makes things a lot easier.
Now, are those 2 guys that the rest of this team kind of rallies behind, kind of look at them as leaders in the lineup and on the team?
I think anytime when your 2 best hitters are hitting 2-3 hole, I think they don't have a choice but to follow.
Yeah, definitely. When guys are stroking real well, hitting the ball, seeing the ball, it's kind of leading by example. They're kind of putting in that role, and fortunately for us, they can accept that and go through with it.
Now, these experienced players, Stubblefield, Petrich, some of these other players that have been back, have you noticed that they have maybe a better approach at the plate than other guys? Petrich, a guy coming from Texas A&M.
Well, I think, we've got a lot of guys that are going to be seniors next year in college, and that's a product of their universities preparing them for this type of ball for 3 years. And we're fortunate to have some veteran guys, and it makes it easier on us as a coaching staff.
Those veteran guys do a great job. Also, the new guys who just came in, Phil Clark, he's swinging the bat really well for us. Some guys who can come in right away into that role and succeed too. It's just kind of setting the bar, kind of following the steps of the returners.
Now, this team doesn't hit a whole lot of home runs. Not going to hit a lot of home runs in this ballpark. But Dylan Petrich hit an absolute bomb here last week and followed up Josh Whitaker on the road. Hit a very big home run as well. Talk about those long balls and what you thought of them.
Very impressive. I mean, those are both big league home runs, and it's a product of working on hitting line drives and shooting the gaps. And when you find the barrel consistently enough, you're going to run into a couple that fly in that 400, 450-foot range.
Yeah, Whitaker, he's been in early work for a while. He comes in every day, gets his work in, and just that stuff really pays off for when you get out to the field. You see a guy who's really coming in, putting in the time, and those line drives, man, they carry over into home runs.
Now, you guys talked about the barrel of the wood, and maybe some people listening out there don't really understand the difference between a metal and a wood bat. They might know, it's harder to hit with wood, but why is that? Explain, the difference of the metal and the wood and how you have to hit it contact-wise.
Well, a great way to kind of explain it is think of hitting a tennis ball with a tennis racket. A huge center on a tennis racket, and then, think about maybe to a racquetball or something a really small size down. The sweet spot's very small in diameter, and if you hit it there, you know it, and if you don't, you definitely can feel it, hitting it wrong.
Yeah, I think the big thing for me, the best way to explain it is you can miss-hit balls with an aluminum bat and get away with it. If you miss-hit balls with a wooden bat, you won't get away with it.
And so for those guys, the most important thing is you have to get that barrel out there, have to get the sweet spot on the wood, otherwise it's not going to go anywhere.
Well, I mean, definitely. You noticed in the beginning of the year, a lot of guys kind of cheating, trying to throw the head out there to get away, get the bat through the zone, and now they're kind of getting comfortable and, seeing some pitches, letting them get deep in the zone and driving the ball. I think that's just a sign of comfort that they're getting with the wood bat.
Now, what kind of things do you specifically do with the hitters to say, do this to be able to be more successful with the wood bat?
Nothing really specifically. You just try and produce a functional swing that consistently finds the barrel, and the only way to do that is through hard work and reps.
Definitely coming in and getting your work in is awesome. Making the transition from the wood, from the metal to the wood. I think the biggest thing you can say really as a swing pertaining to the wood bat is just staying short. a short swing help you out a lot.
All right, fellas, we appreciate the insight given us here tonight. Hopefully the Woods bats will come back out tonight and some more runs here for the Daredevils.
Let's hope so.
Thank you, Big Al.